What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is how big is the USA? Two new things, well I say new, it's been a while since you've recorded.
I know it has, I've been away and come back just visiting family in the UK.
Yeah, you had a good time?
Yes, it was good.
Good.
It was nice to see your granddad.
You were mainly looking forward to doing videos, weren't you?
Yes, I was, couldn't wait, just to get back, to see you all.
Yeah,
no,
and I
really
look completely
nice.
different because I've shaved.
Yeah, you
because
do.
I forgot my trimmer, but I look like a baby.
Yes, you do. You look like you've lost 10 years.
Yeah. How big is the USA actually? We did the Lost on the Pond one, making the UK look like a tiny village, or Britain look like a tiny village.
Yep.
So we've got an idea of how big it is. This will give us a bit more of an idea. You ready?
Brilliant. Yeah, ready.
Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And let's check it out.
This video was made possible by Wix. If you're ready to create a website, head over to wix.com/go/infographics to try out one of their premium plans right now. The United States is currently the world's sole superpower with military installations around the world. As a country, its geography spans from subtropical forests to rolling plains, scorching deserts, and Arctic wastes. But just how big is the US really in comparison to the rest of the world? Hello and welcome to another episode of the Infographic Show. Today, we're taking a look at how big the US really is. The US is approximately 5,680,000 square miles, with terrain that varies dramatically. Only Russia at 10.6 million square miles, and Canada at 6,205,000.
Did you know that?
No.
About Canada?
No.
Canada is the second biggest country in the world.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I know that if you go anywhere, I've been told it takes you hours just to get to the local shop.
Yeah, but
so it's like very remote areas in Canada, isn't there?
Yeah, because it's like I think that I said this the other day as well when me and Millie was on about it, and I don't know if I've got this right or not, but I think there's only like 30-40 million people max in Canada.
Well, your granddad lived in Canada, he immigrated to Canada.
Yeah, he did. There you go.
Yeah, he came back.
But if you think like the UK, 60-70 million. And the UK's tiny compared to Canada, but there's less people in Canada. Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's massive.
Massive. US is technically smaller, so 300 million people.
You've got to drive a long way to get anywhere, I think.
Yeah, I think all this northern area is pretty much uninhabitable.
Is it?
Because it's all kind of like a bit like Alaska and stuff like that, just ice, dangerous and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't go in it.
So I think like 90% of the
people
population...
don't live there.
Yeah, I think 90% of the population is on the border with the US.
Right.
But that's why it's not as many people, I guess.
Square miles are larger than the US. Its three biggest states, Alaska at 663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000 square miles, and California at 160,000 square miles, combined would be the 17th largest nation in the world, immediately after Sudan at 1.15 million square miles, and right before Libya at 1 million square miles. In total, the US is larger than the 107 smallest countries in the world combined. With about 327 million people, the United States is also the third most populated nation on Earth, having a total of 4.28% of the total world population. With a net yearly migration rate of approximately 900,000 people, the US is by far the one place the rest of the world wants to live, with Germany coming in second at 350.
That's a big gap, isn't it?
That's a massive gap.
That's a big gap.
Massive gap.
Other countries think they've got a lot of migration going in. That's a massive
but a lot
gap.
of people do want to live and work in the US. It's it's a great place to be.
Like you say, especially if you're living in a poor country as well.
Yeah. When
you see a movie, you think of Hollywood. You see the movies, American, the American dream.
I just think it fills you with more opportunity. They seem to embrace opportunity in America. Makes you feel. Well, I feel that way when I'm there.
Definitely, and a lot of people like the freedom aspect of it as well.
Yes, I think maybe that's what it is—the freedom aspect of it. Yeah,
no, definitely.
50,000 migrants, and Turkey in third with 325,000 migrants. In the US, 83% of the population lives in cities, with its three most populated cities being New York City with 8.5 million people, Los Angeles with 4 million people, and Chicago with 2.7 million people. All combined, the population of the US's three biggest cities is equal to the population of Chad with 14.5 million people. Just these three cities alone are also more populated than Cuba with 11.5 million people, Belgium with 11.3 million people, and Greece with 11.2 million people. When counting the greater metropolitan area, New York City is the 10th largest city in the world. with a total population of 18.6 million people,
Wow, that's
just
a lot of
behind
people.
Cairo
It is,
with
isn't it?
18.8 million people, and
Yeah.
just ahead of Dhaka with 17.6 million people. This would make the greater New York City area the 63rd largest country in the world, just ahead of Syria with 18 million people. The
63rd. It's
U.S.
just
is
the
the
New
world's
York
Just
largest
New York.
economy with
Yeah,
a gross
just New
domestic
York.
product of $20.4 trillion, or 23.3% of the
crikey.
total global economy. China
lot.
is
That
just
is a
behind
lot.
the U.S. at $14 trillion and 16.1% of
I
the
didn't
total
know that.
global economy. When measured by purchasing power parity, or the price of goods and services versus individual incomes, the U.S. comes at number 2 to China, whose GDP PPP is $25.2 trillion. This
Oh,
means that
it's
while the
still
Chinese
huge.
economy is
Yeah.
about 30% smaller than the U.S.'s, Chinese individuals have on average 20% greater purchasing power in their own country. The three biggest economies within the U.S. states are California with a GDP of
That's not
$2.6
surprising,
trillion,
though, is it?
Yeah.
I think Hollywood must be a massive part of that.
2.6 trillion. It's not billion, trillion.
I know, it's a ridiculous amount of money. A GDP,
That's
but-
trillion.
Yeah,
I
it
bet
is
the UK don't
insane.
even get into billions, and mine trillions.
It is mad, but like it's not
really
surprising
just-
California's the highest, but like say the number's mad.
Yeah, the number is mad. A trillion. That's crazy.
Texas with a GDP of $1.6 trillion,
Again, but
and
trillions
New York
again.
with a GDP of $1.5 trillion. Altogether, these three states would be the world's third largest economy,
The third
just ahead of
largest.
Japan with a
Crikey.
GDP of $5 trillion. California's economy alone is as big as the United Kingdom.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you see
Texas's
that, yeah.
is as big as Canada's, and New York's
Yeah.
is as big as South Korea's.
Yeah.
The United States also has the best equipped military in the world,
yeah,
though
they
it's
do.
only the third largest.
Yeah,
at
we haven't
1
actually
million.
done any military videos yet, have we?
No, I'd like to do that. Yeah,
Just
it's
to
very
see-
interesting.
yeah, 'cause
very
you'll just-
interesting.
I always have a phrase of "I'm so glad we're," because like say brothers, sisters, cousins, and stuff like that with the
Yeah,
US.
we've got
so
such a
glad,
good relationship. I am too.
definitely. But you'll see that when we do them
Yeah,
videos.
and their intelligence is far superior to anywhere else. Their military intelligence as well.
Definitely.
1,282,000 active duty personnel. Ahead of it are India with 1.4 million active duty personnel
I didn't
and
know that.
China with 2.1 million
The US
active
has
duty
better
personnel.
training.
The US spends over $610 billion on its military every year, or
Yeah,
every year.
3.1%
So
of
they
its
really
total
invest
GDP.
in it, don't they? They really invest
Oh,
in
they
it, which
really do.
they should. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you-
should do more of that.
We will do the videos because you'll see, like say, 610 billion a year.
Yeah, but I think it's really important.
It is good, but it's just like mad amounts,
It is mad
isn't
money,
it?
but it's important.
35% of the world's total military expenditure, and more than the next 9 nations combined. Just behind it are China with $150 billion
Just
in
behind.
expenditures, and
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia with $76 billion in
those are
expenditures.
big
The
numbers.
United States also has the most military bases in the most foreign countries in the world, with
Oh.
approximately 800 military installations in 80 countries.
So everywhere.
I didn't know
More
that.
military bases in more foreign lands than any nation or empire in history. The cost of maintaining these bases alone is about $156 billion, more than China spends on its entire military.
to maintain
On the
bases.
civilian
Yeah, just-
side,
yeah,
the
that's-
U.S. has the world's third largest police force, with 913,000 total
Yeah.
police officers, placing it just behind
But I
India at
suppose
number one. With
there's a bigger population,
That makes sense.
so that does make sense as for the police side of it.
With the
Be-
percentages.
of people, yes,
Definitely.
Yes,
1.9 million police officers, and China with 1.6 million police officers. In the realm of healthcare, the U.S. is the most expensive nation on earth, with a health expenditure per capita of $10,350, placing
That's a
it
lot,
ahead of
isn't it?
Switzerland
It
at
is a lot.
$7,900
Yeah,
and
that
Germany
is a lot.
at $5,550.
Insurance
While on
needed.
average, the rest of the
Yes,
world spends
insurance is
about
needed, yeah.
10.3% of its GDP on healthcare. The U.S. spends 18% of its GDP on healthcare. The United States is a large, complex nation, big enough to host several different distinct accents within its own borders. Its people are hardworking and industrious, leading the world's economy. But despite what recent political events might indicate, they're also the most welcoming nation in the world, with
They
3
are.
times the number of immigrants.
They were for us, weren't they?
They are. I just always feel that everyone's so warm and kind, and it's just so lovely. You do get that warmth when you visit, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The nation's in either the number 2 or number 3 spot in a global comparison.
The U.S. isn't the only welcoming place in the world. We've never felt more welcomed than when we signed up with Wix to
It's going into ads. If you want to check that ad out, the link to this channel is in the link in the description, as always. So go and check it out. But first, subscribe and like that button here. Hit that like button. Enjoy that.
Yeah, loved it. Yeah,
It's good,
it's really
wasn't it?
interesting to find out more information.
Definitely, it was one of them quick facts at you, but some we knew, some we could assume,
Yes.
like the police officer thing.
Yes, because
But
yes,
then
it makes sense. But the military, wow.
The base
And
of-
the economy.
economy was mad, like I said, 800 bases throughout
Yeah.
the world. I think there's a video which we've had on our list for ages. We just one of them videos which I said never got done.
Yeah.
I think it talks about all the bases around
Oh,
it.
I'd like to see
So
that.
maybe
that
we'll
one.
do that
yeah,
as well.
I'd love to do that.
Me and Millie need to do that definitely as well, because it does talk about it.
Yeah.
One video we will be doing, which again, let us know in the comments if you want to see it. I think it's called 5 Reasons Not to Mess with the US.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
the top
that'd
5
be good
reasons.
to do, yeah.
So we will do
Yeah.
that eventually as well, and let us know if you guys want to see that in the comments below.
Yeah,
Enjoy that.
I'd love to do that. I really enjoyed it.
Good. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that subscribe button, and yeah, we'll see you legends in the next one.
Have a great
Peace.
day.